busy young lady, huh? In front of the altar. Huh? What would you like to talk about?
Right now, I'm confused about the difference between painful honesty and neurotic self-criticism.
The question is, boy, that's about painful honesty versus constructive neurotic criticism.
Self-criticism.
Yep. Neurotic self-criticism versus painful honesty. Mm-hmm. You know, snow is a beautiful phenomenon. How water at a particular elevation can freeze, and one little drop of water can freeze, and it produces a most beautiful flake. And this flake, there's no other design like it. It's so beautiful. You know, being that there's billions and billions of snowflakes all over this planet, you know, there's maybe close to some that are similar and somewhat alike. But when that flake lands on your little index finger, and your hand is warm, it melts very quickly. That's very much the painful honesty is a snowflake, and when it melts on your finger, it is the painful self-criticism that one cannot tell the difference. Because when the beauty does melt, when it does go away, and here a beauty such as snowflakes laying across a blanket over a piece of land, and it covers the land that is green of grass and browns and reds and blacks of earth and all kinds of browns of branches and trees, and then even it falls on little animals too. But once it melts, the beauty of that particular snowflake, and all the snowflakes, they disappear. And why does it melt in our little finger? And all of a sudden the beauty goes away, and all of a sudden we see and feel and sense the self-criticism that is so painful. Because what is painful is watching the snow fall. What is painful is watching the snow cover the land with such beauty. And what is painful is that we cannot hold it, that we cannot really see the beauty of the snow in its form of frozen, that little beauty of a snowflake, and all the other millions and millions of snowflakes too. And that's what really causes so much pain in so many people. They can take a picture of the landscape with their eyes like we do with cameras and even videotape it. But for it to actually come all the way and hit all the neurons in our brain, and for those neurons to fire such beauty, it cannot, because it's too painful to actually see it. Because the self-criticism inside us is firing of self-criticism. Those neurons are firing with that particular drumbeat, that sounds of pain, that sounds of agony, that sounds of as such criticism inside that there is basically no escape. So here we have a phenomenon, an internal phenomenon of billions and billions of drummers, of synapses inside the brain, just drumming away criticism that is so painful of oneself. And the drummers get used to it. Like all traditions, they teach the young ones, the old ones teach the young ones. And that's why we have so many different dances and so many different drum beats. And as it is inside of you too. You are a custom. You're actually a particular custom. Inside of you, you are a particular tradition too, inside. And as we take every word very differently than everybody else, and as we see everything in this world very differently than everybody else, even though we all have eyes, the light is the same. It is the light that does not change. The external environment emanating from the sun, from these lights, they stay constant. It is we that literally changes the light once it passes through our eyes, inside our head. And this is actually a beauty of us inside. What gives us the means that even though we all seem to have eyes and we just call them eyes and there's only one word for eyes, eyes. And the light basically is constant, no doubt. But once that light passes into those eyes, it is we that literally can change the frequency and the spectrum of that light inside. It is we that literally receives all the pieces of the puzzle of every photon that is literally traveling inside those eyes, racing down that optical nerve to the back of your head. And here they manage themselves and the occipital lobes in the back of your head, painting the picture of what it is that you are actually seeing, painting the picture of what it is that is going on. And we can actually, because we are the Michelangelo, we are the painter, we are the illustrator, we are the one that draws, we are the one that fights with us, we are the ones that have our hands and our feet, we are the one that puts our spoons in our mouth. We are the one that decides, that say yes or no. It is up to us. But we are moving so fast in such a linear fashion, growing up in our society, so quickly, from moment to moment, we don't have any really much time to really contemplate what in the world is a human being. We have the Turks, we have the Germans, we have the Gypsies, we have the Americans, we have the Spanish. And no doubt, we all find ourselves very differently, separated by a border, a line, a flag, a country. And yet here we are side by side, even though all are German in here and most are. We're still separated by a line, by a flag, by a tradition inside. Because we take the light and we decide what to do with it inside our head. We can easily become victim of our own circumstances and not even know it. And then we end up a little twisted, a little psychotic, a little egoistic. And we start to paint images and pictures of ourselves that are not true. But it is we that wanted it. It is we that wished it. And when we find ourselves in disarray with our feelings and thoughts, we find ourselves literally twisted and turned, and why we are so confused. It is because it is you, the dreamer. It is because of you that have your own feet. It is because of you that put the spoon in your mouth. It is you that how you took all the photons since the time you opened up your eyes when you came out of the womb of your mother. You started to receive a most beautiful, beautiful light. And it was you when you were, let's say, removed from your first lifetime, the first 9 months in the womb of your mother. Basically all peaceful, basically serene your lifetime was. Full of sounds, no doubt, of gurgling of the stomach and chewing of food. And the drumbeat, the most beautiful, beautiful drumbeat of all, coming from your mother. And so many times you wanted to match the drumbeat of your mother, but your drumbeat is a little too fast, or you're still too young. And this drumbeat just never stops. So steady it is. But when the mother finds themselves a little confused and in doubt, and fighting with their own self, the drumbeat goes off path. No longer the tradition is the tradition of joy and happiness and just conversation and just sipping tea and just going for a walk. Now it's a drumbeat of war. It is a drumbeat to wage war. It is a drumbeat of confusion. And the child follows suit. It is like when we all hear the drumbeats in a foreign land, we find ourselves gravitating towards it, and we cannot help it. And that all comes from those first 9 months, the first lifetime in the womb of your mother. And no doubt your mother had beaten so many different tunes and songs and so many different ways to beat her heart. And you remember it so. And so many times you found yourself easily going to sleep. For the drummer, the mother. For the drummer, the seer. For the drummer, the doer has put you to sleep. Because there was no confusion, no doubt. There was no war inside with the husband, with the brothers, with the sisters, with the neighbors, or with oneself. The drumbeats were comfortable. The beauty was there, falling from the sky. And as the snowflakes are drumbeats too. Very quiet drumbeats they are. For if you could hear it, no doubt, so loud it thumps itself on the earth. And these little quiet, beautiful drumbeats, if you had the ears to hear, you could hear what beauty sounds like. The drummer from the sky falling down from the sky and drumming its beautiful beat on the earth. And why is it that we cannot retain? Why is it that we've been able not to literally retain the beautiful drum beats, not only of our mother, but the snowfalls that come to us in the winter? Because it is us that decided to turn our eyes into another direction. It is us that decided to blink and not to see. It is us that decided to turn our head to our left, to our right, or down as not to see. It is far too easy for us to develop so many different aspects of personalities inside of us. And we get so used to ourselves. especially when inappropriate pride comes into the picture of our life. For the land itself, from day to day, from mountains to the valleys, on the bottom of the seas and even on the top of lakes, even on the cloudless days, and so many clouds too, and even in the night, with so many stars above, you will never find inappropriate pride. It is we that literally decides to literally paint ourselves with inappropriate pride that this is me, this is who I am, as to impress others and to impress ourselves. And we find ourselves literally fighting with ourselves. We fight with our primal brains, we fight with our left brain, we fight with our right brain, all internally inside. And because of the pride, we find ourselves always wanting to be right. I would say to you, it is far better to be a nobody than to be a somebody. I will say to you, it is far better not to be seen than to be seen. For you see, it is the other people that basically cannot see. For it is the earth that knows your heartbeat. It is the sky that knows your heart. It is those that have no inappropriate pride and that have the time and plenty of time. And they have the diamonds, not dollar signs, not euro signs in their eyes, not signs of war, not signs that I'm this and I'm that, I'm great and I'm wonderful, but signs of just open eyes to see of so many colors, so many designs, to see of such beauty that we cannot hold on to anything on this planet. Everything has to go away. And then the dreamer who dreams all of this, if only the dreamer will really look at the essence of time itself. For inappropriate time does not care. Inappropriate pride does not care for you, not one bit. Your confusion does not care for you, not one bit. Your rage and anger does not care for you, not one moment. It is you that has to understand and learn to care for yourself. Our days walking on this earth are so short. Whether you live to be the age of 11 or 32, our time walking on this earth is so short. Whether you live to be the age of 2 or 152. And all we have to do is to look back and to see. No century is fixed. No century will be cemented. Even though we paint it, take pictures of it, and we write about it in so many books. They all move on, such as you. And the snowflake will melt, no doubt, on your fingertip, and the beauty will disappear. But it is you that has literally decided to beat the drums of confusion and doubt. But you have forgotten really the element of time. If you pay attention, you will see that every day will disappear, as it is this day too. You should really buy a very large wall clock. A clock that also has the hand that counts the seconds. And stay there and count the seconds, day by day, and week by week. And you will see that you cannot stop it. And as you look out, the sun will disappear, but it will come back. But how many sunrises do you really have? How many sunsets do you really have to see? For each of you is a snowflake. And it is we that decides to allow to see the beauty of the flake itself in your words and in your face. So we can start to beat the drums of war and confusion, and others will see it on your face so quickly. They will see the rages inside. They will see the euros inside. They will see the fake teacher that is not a teacher inside. But it was your drumbeat. It was yours. And the snowflake does melt. But you were born a most beautiful snowflake. A continuous flake. And even though we go out to the beaches and we tan the skin, you are still that one beautiful snowflake. But how we easily put a rope around our neck and hang ourselves and literally wipe away not only moments but seconds and minutes and years and days and even decades devoted to the God of confusion and doubt and guilt and shame and hatred and malice. And yet you were born, you were conceived, a most beautiful, beautiful snowflake. And the illusion is that you are shame. And the illusion is that you are guilt. And the illusion is that you are a maniac. And the illusion is that you are confusion. For that is the illusion that our beautiful minds can conceive, can create. And it is our choice to believe it or not, to look at it or not. Because no matter what you do, you are that beautiful snowflake. And so, mirror, mirror on the wall, who stands in front of you? Who is speaking to you? It is you, the Michelangelo. It is you, the painter. It is you, the photographer, that decides what picture to take, what colors to draw up, what lines to draw if you wish. It is like those that are severely under the illness of anorexia. They redraw the lines inside their head. And they say, mirror, mirror on the wall, so fat are you. My, what we can do with ourselves. My, the magic that we have. My, what an artist we are. For you see, inside of us, we are an army. Inside of us, we are a vast army inside. Not just hundreds, not just thousands, not just millions, but billions, our army is. And the army, in each soldier, a biological cell, it is. It is our bones, our tongue, and everything that gives us not just our smiles, but our shoulders, our back, our feet, our nose. And we can take this army and tell them to go and wage war. And to use these eyes to see nothing but enemies, nothing but to destroy, to consume, and to possess. Or we can take this beautiful, vast army, conceived as a snowflake, live a whole lifetime, the first lifetime in the womb of your mother, of 90 years actually, not 9 months. And then to be forced out into a much bigger environment. And still a snowflake. And the only time the snowflake does melt is when one passes away. So, General, I speak to you. So, General, I speak to you. Maybe you have 5 stars, maybe you have 20 on your shoulders. Good for you. But it was you that put on your shoes. It was you that said yes. It was you. And how you lead the vast army inside of you and what it is, philosophies, ideas, concepts, words, pictures, it makes no difference. You do with it with what you wish. What do you wish to do with this vast army of yours? Confusion has no rational thought. Confusion basically has no merit. And if you have more than 2 brain cells, you have some ability of having rational thought and merit and common sense. And very importantly, foresight. But if you lose your foresight, confusion will be your God. If you lose your foresight, greed and arrogance will be your God. But if you observe the little ones, the little children, and if you care for them, and if you think 7 generations ahead, with every thought and every step and every movement, and even begin to see the 7 generations and contemplate that even in your dreams, the element of the moment and the seconds and the minutes and the days and the weeks and the years and the decades and the centuries. They will be but a whisper. Because you would have touched a sense of eternity that lies inside of you. And that eternity is so, so beautiful. As it is that our eyes, our hands, our voice, our words, our actions and our behavior, so beautiful it can be. So beautiful it can be. So beautiful you are. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Be the actor, be the actress that is confused and full of hate, full of jealousy and doubt, if you wish. So beautiful you are. Be the actor, be the actress, being the queen, the princess, being the dominator, being the deceiver, if you wish. So beautiful you are. Be the doctor, be the therapist, be the housewife, even play house if you wish. So beautiful you are. Be the fighter, be the policeman, be the priest, be the mailman if you wish. So beautiful you are. Be the critic, be the singer, be the movie star if you wish. So beautiful you are. Be the one that lives in the streets. Be the racer. Be the dancer. Be the one that washes the dishes if you wish. So beautiful you are. Be the one lost. Be the one in front of the mirror and says, mirror, mirror on the wall, so beautiful you are. There is no one like you. Like that one snowflake. Yo ho ho. Yo ho ho. Yo ho ho. Naete ha ha. Peace to your mind. Nete. Peace to your heart. Nete. Peace to your life. People choose the pain of confusion and anger, to fight and to squabble. People choose these pains because they're much easier to handle. They're easy to put in our pockets. They're easier to store in our heads. And what is more painful than all of that, what it makes it so difficult, is literally to see the beauty of the snowflake in the mirror. It's like diving into the sun. Because love, no doubt, burns like hell. So people choose the lesser. And it's understandable. Let's dance.